What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. Let's recap the Tank Davis fight versus Frank Martin. I thought it was a good performance from Gervonta Davis. Got the job done as expected. I mentioned in the breakdown that he can't afford, Tank to walk him down. That's the last thing that you want him to do, is to walk you down, the power puncher. And that's exactly what he done. He walked him down, always walked him to the corner, and then managed to find his range. Frank Martin was doing well at the start. He was doing well in the center of the ring, but as soon as he got to those ropes, he had no answer. Because, then Tank was able to, find his range and find those big punches. And it was happening far too often, where he got him to the corner and Martin, he kept circling the same way, he kept trying to get out of the corner the same way, which was basically lining him up for those big left hands. He's trying to move into Tank's strong hand, instead of moving the opposite way. And it's not only that, he didn't really know how to punch on the back foot. He was, like I mentioned again in the breakdown, he's a guy that likes to counter punch. Then he jumps in, throws a couple of combinations, jumps out. That's the sort of fighter Martin is. Where Tank, he's got a front foot and a back foot, and he would have felt the power from Martin, and he would have been confident to just walk him down. There wasn't enough punches thrown that was bothering Tank too much. He was basically walking him down with a high guard up and hurting him, especially when he's in the corner. And if it took him a while to get him to that corner, to start really winning the rounds. That's just because you couldn't measure the distance that he was punching Martin, and once he got him in the corner, there was no answers really for Martin besides try to get out of there, and eventually it led to him getting knocked out cold. But I was expected the knockout from Tank. I was expecting him to knock him out. I thought it was going to be from a counter shot, from Martin maybe jumping in and then him catching him with a big shot. But on this occasion, Martin had the wrong game plan entirely. He was just unable to get Tank's respect, in terms of power. He never had enough sting on his punches to get Tank to back off. Think Rowley. Rowley was walking down Tank. Think Isaac Pitbull Cruz. He was backing up Tank. The power is a lot different. I know that they're different fighters, but you hit someone hard enough, eventually they're going to back away. And Tank could see it early. You could see him laughing at times. He was fainting, and Martin was moving back, a couple of steps back, after a feint. He was definitely feeling those power shots from Davis, and I think that's exactly why he wasn't really throwing on the back foot, when he was in the corner, because he didn't want to get countered, he didn't want to get too hurt, so he was just trying to put up the guard and fight low and try to get out of those corners, but on this occasion, it was a close fight until the knockout. But once Tank, like I say, found his range, once he started to keep trapping him in the corner, you could see Tank taking over the fight. You could see him starting to win the fight. I think if it had gone the distance, Davis would have won anyway. Martin started absorbing too many power shots. I think that he was a bit too elusive on those starting rounds. He was moving around a bit too much, and I just think that he got tired as he kept getting hit. Kept getting pressured in the corner, had no answer really, to counter him, to punch him when he was on the ropes, and eventually, was just target practice for Tank. And once he got him to the corner, it was just target practice. All I've got to do is hit him with something hard, and eventually I'll catch him. And it was that uppercut, because like I say, he was dipping down low, trying to move away, trying to get out of the corner, by staying low and then trying to, turn out. And he kept doing that over and over. There was no real attack from Martin when he was on the ropes, no real counter shots that he was looking to land. So, Tank could see that, and he threw a good uppercut, which caught him, stunned him, and then, as predicted, that left hand caught him, got him out of there. Round 8, I had a prediction for round 7. It was a round 8 knockout. And it's good to see him, back in the ring. Davis, he's been out of the ring for quite a while. It's good to see him, he's still, got that, there's not much ring rust from him. He's still got that, that sharpness in his punches, and he's saying that he wants to fight Lomachenko next, so I mean, he's looking to finally fight a big name. And Loma, that Loma's the champion, beating Kambosos. So that's the fight that I want to see next, Tank versus Lomachenko, at 135. That's a great fight. That's a fight that I definitely want to see. And Davis is saying that fight's going to be next, so hopefully that's the case. But overall, like I said, Martin, wrong game plan. I mentioned he can't afford Tank to walk him down, and he just doesn't have what it takes, to fight Tank on the back foot. He doesn't have the power to get his respect. He doesn't have the confidence to throw in the corner, and he paid the price. Paid the price against the puncher / boxer. So that's my take on it. Anyway, leave yours. Look forward to the comments, and hopefully we see Tank fighting Loma next. I'll catch you next time. Have a good one. Peace.